Every engine technology acronym explained. VTEC. VTEC stands for Variable Valve Timing and Electronic Control. VTEC is probably one of the most popular ones on this list, and it is fairly well known, but do you really know how it works? VTEC functions by using two separate cam profiles, a mild one and a more aggressive one, on the same camshaft. This is to optimize the low-end torque and the high-end power. At lower RPMs, VTEC operates on a milder cam profile with less valve lift and duration for better fuel economy and low-end torque. When engine speeds reach a predetermined threshold, typically 4,500 to 6,000 RPM, oil pressure activates synchronizing pins that lock the rocker arms to the high-profile cam. The transition to high-lift, long-duration cam profiles allows for greater air-fuel mixture into the cylinders, increasing power at the higher RPMs. That's why when you see these crazy K-swap builds, you hear the This hydraulic switching mechanism is controlled by the ECU, which monitors the engine speed, throttle position, oil pressure, and water temperature. Original VTEC systems operate on intake valves only, while later VTEC implementations affected both intake and exhaust valves for further optimization. That distinctive moment when VTEC kicks in has given this technology a cult among most Honda enthusiasts. The next one is iVTEC. iVTEC stands for Intelligent VTEC. It combines traditional VTEC with variable timing control to continuously adjust camshaft phase angle throughout the entire RPM range, rather than separating the high end and the low end. The VTC portion uses hydraulic pressure to rotate the camshaft relative to its drive gear, advancing or retarding valve timing as needed. Moving on to Toyota and Lexus, vvt-i, variable valve timing with intelligence, is the most notable. vvt-i uses an oil control valve, OCV, that directs pressurized engine oil to a vane type actuator connected to the camshaft. The vane actuator is housed in the camshaft sprocket and can rotate the camshaft relative to its drive sprocket to advance or retard valve timing. The ECU controls the oil pressure sent to the actuator based on inputs including engine speed, throttle position, engine temperature, and intake air volume. At low RPMs, the system typically retards the valve timing to improve idle stability and low-end torque while reducing nitrogen monoxide emissions. At higher RPMs, vvt-i advances valve timing to increase valve overlap, improving high-end power output and volumetric efficiency. Unlike Honda's VTEC, which changes valve lift profiles, vvt-i only adjusts valve timing by shifting the entire camshaft's phase angle. Later versions of vvt-i operate on both intake and exhaust camshafts, dual vvt-i, for even greater control over the combustion process. It's kind of like VTEC, but not really. Moving on to BMW, they have a few interesting technologies. One that really piques my interest is HPI, high pressure injection. This technology injects gasoline directly into the combustion chamber at extremely high pressures, up to 200 bar or 2900 psi. This creates a finer fuel atomization than port injection. It uses piezoelectric injectors, that can perform multiple injection events per combustion cycle, with precision measured in microseconds. When it's in stratified charge mode, fuel is injected late during the compression stroke, creating a stratified, layered mixture with a rich area near the spark plug surrounded by leaner mixture. This stratification allows the engine to operate with extremely lean overall air-fuel ratios, up to 35:1 compared to the traditional 14.7:1 during light load conditions. During higher loads, or when maximum power is required, HPI switches to homogeneous mode, injecting the intake stroke for a more uniform mixture. The system is paired with BMW's twin-scroll turbochargers to reduce lag and increase efficiency across a broader RPM range. HPI includes specialized injector cooling and unique piston crown designs to manage the higher combustion temperatures associated with direct injection. Sticking with the German theme, Volkswagen/Audi has a similar technology called FSI, fuel stratified injection. What FSI is all about is injecting fuel directly into the combustion chamber under pressures of more than 100 bar, allowing for precise control over the air-fuel mixture. Using a special curved piston crown with a shaped depression that directs the fuel spray toward the spark plug for optimized combustion. In stratified charge mode, typically at low/medium loads, FSI injects fuel late into the compression stroke, triggering a layered mixture like BMW with an ignitable pocket near the spark plug. This stratification allows the engine to operate with extremely lean overall air-fuel ratios, up to 40:1, and that's mostly during cruise conditions, which significantly improves fuel economy. The system includes unique tumble flaps in the intake manifold that increase air turbulence for better fuel atomization and mixture formation. During high load operation, FSI switches to homogeneous mode, injecting during late intake stroke for more traditional, evenly mixed air-fuel ratios that maximizes power. Which are those TFSI and TSI badges you see on the back of Audi and Volkswagens, to deliver both high efficiency and performance, which ended up becoming the cornerstone of Volkswagen's group engine strategy.
Volkswagen, das Auto.
Now when we go back to Japan, we can find Mazda with the SPCCI, Spark Controlled Compression Ignition. This technology combines elements of both spark ignition a compression ignition. This technology combines elements of both spark ignition, found in gasoline engines, and compression ignition, found in diesel engines, in Mazda's revolutionary SkyActiv-X engine. The byproduct of this creates an extremely lean air-fuel mixture that's compressed to a very high ratio, bringing it to just below the point of spontaneous combustion. A precisely timed spark ignites a small, rich mixture near the spark plug, creating a fireball that raises the pressure and temperature enough to trigger the compression ignition of the remaining lean mixture. The ECU precisely controls this process using a combination of direct injection, supercharging, and in-cylinder pressure sensors to adapt to changing conditions. By burning fuel through compression ignition across most of the combustion chamber, the engine achieves higher efficiency similar to diesel engines without the associated emissions problems. The system maintains the high revving character and responsiveness of gasoline engines while delivering up to 30% better fuel efficiency than conventional spark ignition engines. SPCCI can seamlessly transition between conventional spark ignition and compression ignition depending on the driving conditions. Last but not least, we have Subaru, and their most interesting technology, I think, is their active valve control system, also known as AVCS. AVCS uses hydraulic pressure to rotate the camshaft relative to its drive gear, advancing or retarding valve timing by up to 35 degrees. The system employs an oil control valve that directs pressurized engine oil to a camshaft actuator based on signals from the ECU. This was mainly found in Subaru's Boxer engines, where AVCS was initially applied to the intake camshafts only, but later evolved to control both the intake and exhaust cams. At low RPMs and light loads, AVCS typically retards intake valve timing to improve fuel economy and reduce emissions during warm-up. At high RPMs or under heavy load, AVCS optimizes valve timing to maximum power output by improving cylinder filling efficiency. Unlike variable lift systems, AVCS only adjusts the timing of the valves without changing how far they open, working in harmony with Subaru's horizontally opposed engine layout. And that's all I have for today's video. I'm not a genius, so if I missed anything, please correct me in the comments down below. I would love to learn. This is my first video, so if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. So yeah, thank you.